In this video, we are going to be covering what's going on in the NFT market, some up and coming mints, and some major breaking news when it comes to what's going on with the mainstream adoption of Web3. Now, the first thing we're going to cover is what's going on in the crypto markets. For the most part, everything is essentially moving sideways. Ethereum not doing anything too crazy. It's pretty much at that 1.2, 1.3 like it's been for the past couple of days. And the market itself is still pretty fearful in general. There's not a lot of big news going on right now. Honestly, when it comes to the crypto market, a lot of times I actually be looking at the S&P 500 because from my understanding of how the macro economy works, if the S&P 500 is going down, most likely crypto kind of goes down with it. So we have to see when that will actually reverse. But hey, I'm not an economics expert. That's just what people are saying in my personal opinion as well. Diving into some NFT projects. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is CloneX has been doing these quests, which are essentially riddles to get people to engage on Twitter and things like that. And one of the clues that they put out was that they are going to have a Rimowa collaboration. And so today, actually, they officially announced it and they're going to be collaborating with Rimowa. Now, what is this project going to look like? Well, when we go onto the website, you're going to be greeted with this little skull. There's going to be some audio playing. I'm sure there's going to be some mysteries and clues on the bottom left where it's going to have some words. Not a lot going on. It's really just visuals for now. We don't particularly know what the NFT is going to look like, but you know, they got these cool trailers and I'm sure everyone's going to be excited. And if you think about it, I said this before, but if you listen to the interviews with the founders, they are trying to position themselves as luxury, right? They want to be a luxury product. By collaborating with a luxury product like Rimowa, they're kind of slowly positioning themselves in that way, right? So I mean, Rimowa, if you don't know too much about it, it's quite expensive for, you know, luggage. Does the same thing as any other luggage suitcase, but as a Rimowa, there's a branding to it, there's a feeling to it. You feel cooler when you go to the airport and stuff like that. I mean, I even considered buying one, but when I went to the store, I was like, this is cool, but for me, when it comes to luggage, I don't feel the need to, like, I guess flex on people with my luggage. For other people, they want it. It's a statement, right? And maybe they also like the quality, and the quality is actually really good, to be fair, but that's not the reason why you particularly buy a Rimowa. You buy it for the brand. If you think about Artifact, they did the perfume, which was, I believe, a luxury product. They're doing a Rimowa collaboration. So probably in the future, we're going to see more and more luxury collaborations following along for sure. The next project we're going to talk about is going to be He-Man. So He-Man supposedly is going to be launching a NFT project. So it's going to be by Mattel, brings He-Man to the blockchain. So there's not a lot of information on it and how this is going to work, but this company called Cryptoys has raised 23 million in funding back in June. I suppose it's going to be a marketplace, and one of the first projects is going to be He-Man. Quite interesting because I wonder how this is going to go down. Like, is it just going to be like another collection that people just collect and buy and it's just for fun? What's the price going to be? So many questions. It's kind of like when Recur launched a bunch of NFTs, like the Hello Kitty one, the Hey Arnold, Rugrats one, and then that pretty much didn't really go anywhere. So I hope that they have more plans in mind besides just launching assets, and these are a little more 3D, so maybe they will do something with that, following along to see how that goes. Speaking of Web2 companies outside of Mattel, we have CNN is accused of a Rugpull as it abandons its NFT project. My personal opinion is that these headlines are just clickbait. It's just like trying to create as much sensational news as possible, and I get it because you need people to click in order to make money. Realistically, all it really means is that CNN did an NFT project. We don't have to go deep into like what it was, but it didn't work, and then now they have to, you know, give a 20% refund to everybody and then just like kill the project, right? This is interesting because this article is not saying that CNN rug-pulled its holders. It's saying CNN accused of rug-pulling. So that's just like if one person said this guy rug-pulled, then it makes it sound like the whole community thinks that, and I doubt it. It just happens, right? Like a Web2 company wants to do something cool, they want to be innovative in Web3, and then, you know, they realize it's harder than they thought, bear market hits and it doesn't work, and so they have to let it go, right? And so they got to cut their loss and try again later. That's pretty much all this is. Probably don't think too deeply about it. Don't believe, you know, every headline that you see. Now, in other news, Opensea is launching more products within their platform, and I can definitely see that they took a lot of inspiration from other platforms that people pay subscription for, they buy NFT pass for when it comes to trading, and they kind of got inspiration from those concepts, and you know, they're applying it to Opensea. So if you're trying to find this on your Opensea, it may not be available because it's only available, they're testing it for a small percentage of users. I tried to find it myself, but I couldn't find it, but I did find the screenshot where, you know, you're able to see listings and sales. So hopefully that there'll be easier ways to buy faster, because like Opensea is kind of slow sometimes, so that's why people use like other tools to speed up the process and get ahead when they're trying to buy something like at a good price, especially during like high volume times when something like just drops, for example. Like I said before, we're going to see more Opensea implementing more of these products, basically taking the best products from other software when it comes to Opensea, like all the extensions and Chrome browsers that you add on to your Chrome, and then you use Opensea with it. They're probably going to add like all the good ones into it so that Opensea becomes the go-to place for everything, and they basically will just starve out all the competition essentially. And so that's pretty much everything we got to cover for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one.